Have you ever looked at a website or an app and just wondered, how did this actually get built? How do those big, sometimes kind of vague ideas turn into something real you can click on? Well, today we're doing a deep dive into a really key part of that puzzle: wireframes. Think of this as maybe your shortcut to understanding the blueprints behind web design.
Exactly. They really are the architectural plans.
Hmm.
Wireframes are that crucial bridge, taking you from just an idea to a testable structure for a page or a flow. They help you nail down the content, the navigation, the really core interactions before you even think about colors or fonts. It's fundamental for figuring out if a project's likely to succeed.
Okay, let's unpack that. So what exactly is a wireframe, and why is it such a big deal? It sounds almost too basic to be so important.
Well, that simplicity is actually its strength. A wireframe is essentially a low-fidelity map. Think very basic layout. No fancy visuals, no color, no real images usually, and that's deliberate. It forces everyone involved to forget the aesthetics for a moment and focus on the critical questions. Can people find what they need? Is it obvious how to, say, buy something? And the impact is pretty surprising. Some studies suggest teams using wireframes thoroughly see, like, 35% fewer revisions.
Wow, 35%. That's significant.
It is. And they tend to launch faster, too, maybe around 40% faster. Because think about it, fixing a problem on a simple drawing, way cheaper and quicker than recoding something that's already built.
Right, makes total sense. So beyond just efficiency, how do they help the team? You hear about projects where everyone seems to have a different idea of what they're building.
Yeah. That's where wireframes become this kind of shared source of truth. They get designers, developers, content folks, even stakeholders, all looking at the same plan. It cuts down on misunderstandings massively. It keeps the focus on what the user actually needs, not just what someone thinks looks nice. So it speeds up decisions and, frankly, reduces a lot of project risk.
Okay, so it's not just one type of drawing then. It sounds like there are different levels. How do you know what kind of wireframe to use?
Good question. Yeah, it's definitely a spectrum. You usually start with low fidelity. These can be super rough, like literally sketches on a napkin or a whiteboard. They're great for just getting ideas out fast, brainstorming challenging assumptions without investing much time. The messiness almost encourages people to experiment.
Okay, like rapid prototyping almost.
Sort of, yeah. Then you've got mid-fidelity. These are cleaner, usually digital. They use grayscale, maybe some basic fonts, actual labels for buttons and things. Still no real styling, though. These are perfect for showing stakeholders. Clear enough to get the idea across, but still neutral, so you don't get bogged down in debates about, like, the exact shade of green.
Avoids the color debate early on.
Precisely.
Uh,
And finally, you have high-fidelity wireframes. These are much more detailed, often pixel-precise. They'll include annotations explaining complex interactions, error messages, stuff like that. You see these more for big, complex applications, maybe e-commerce sites, where the flows are really intricate. They often become the basis for clickable prototypes for user testing.
Got it. So low-fi for ideas, mid-fi for alignment, high-fi for the complex details and testing. But what are the common traps? You mentioned avoiding colors early.
That's probably the biggest one. Teams get impatient, or stakeholders push to see the branding. But adding visual design too early completely undermines the purpose. You have to keep the focus on structure and function at this stage.
So hold the line on grayscale.
Politely but firmly, yes. Explain why. Then other things. Consistency is key. Use the same symbols, the same labels across all your wireframes. And annotations are vital. Don't just draw a box. Explain what it does, how it behaves if something goes wrong, how it looks on mobile, and, critically, test them. Even a simple, clickable wireframe shown to a few potential users can uncover huge navigational problems. It saves so much pain later.
It really sounds like getting this wireframing step right sets the foundation for everything else. It's the structural integrity before you build the fancy facade.
Exactly. That clarity, that focus on function first. It de-risks the whole project and speeds things up. Everyone knows what they're building and why.
When you think about it, the way wireframing has evolved, from those quick sketches to these detailed interactive things, it really reflects how complex digital stuff has become.
It absolutely does. Embracing that structured process, that idea of function dictating form, it's just essential now for creating things that actually work well for people.
So listening to this, what really jumps out to you, maybe think about how this blueprinting approach function before form could apply to other complex things you plan even outside of tech.